guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Maddie of Maddie's Crochet Corner. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from what I usually do. So today's video is going to be a market tips and tricks video. Usually I've never really done like a sit down video really. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Not sure if I'm going to do multiple parts of this video, but we will see. So I have a coffee right here, so go ahead, grab whatever you're drinking, grab a crochet project, grab a notebook, grab whatever you feel like grabbing. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So I have everything that I basically want to talk about in today's video all written down right here. So the first thing that a lot of people ask me is how I find my markets. So the big thing that I do is I go on Facebook and I look up markets that are near me. Of course, it's a small island, so it's really easy to find the markets on here, but I've heard from other crocheters that live in the mainland, they also go onto Facebook as well to find markets that are near them. The way I found my market that you guys always see me going to in my market vlogs is it's just a pretty common market that was here. Like it's literally like 10 miles away from my house, probably less than that. So it's kind of a bigger market that everybody goes to, that everyone knows about. I pass it a lot in my week. So that one I kind of just knew about. There was other ones that I did find through Facebook. There was one that I used to go to on Wednesdays and do occasionally go to still, that I found through Facebook as well. And basically I just reached out to them, just talking with them about being a vendor and things like that. But it also, how to like choose the markets you want to go to. So honestly, for me, it depends on how much it is for a booth there. For me personally, I'm not going to be spending over $50 on a booth. Right now the booth fee for me is $25, and then it's a $2 parking fee, which I think is the perfect amount. And then it also depends on if you need your business license or not. That is something I do not have, just because I am under the age of 18. But I think it's also something that you don't need for every market. The market that I go to, you do not need your business license. But there are markets that I looked into that need you to have your business license. So that's definitely another key factor, is having your business license. But I heard that they are super easy to obtain. So maybe in the future, when I'm older, I might get one, just so that way I can do the bigger markets or craft fairs. Actually, they're not really markets, they're like once or twice a year, so they're craft fairs. But yeah, so that really depends on it, like the booth fee, the business license. It also depends on like not like the atmosphere, but also like the vendors and everything. So I always like to go to the market, just walk around as a customer, just to get like the feel of the market and ask the other vendors what like their experience is and how they think like the market is good at all. That's what I did before I started vending at the market I vend at. So I went there, I found people that had similar products to me and asked how they did good, or if they did good or not. Back when I first started vending at this market, of course I had candles and things, so there was people that had the same things as me, so they said that they do pretty good. But one of the main reasons I switched over to crochet full-time is because there was many candle makers there, and also because I really like crocheting. But just finding other people that have like the same products to you or close to the same products as you and asking their opinion on it, that's like another key factor in it. But of course you don't want to be vending at the same market as multiple people that have the same exact product, just because your prices will vary. Probably the person that has the cheaper prices for that product will get more sales than you. But then of course there is like the product quality, but that's probably a whole different video. So that's basically like how to find a market. So looking on Facebook for markets near you, and then also asking fellow vendors about that market, how they like it, how they feel, what's like the basic gist of that market and things like that, and then also about the booth fee and then the business license if you need that. Another factor about markets is inventory, about how much inventory you should bring to a market. So depending on how big the market is, like how many hours it is, for my market it is from 7 to 12, so that's 5 hours. Don't mind me, I can't count in the morning. But it's a 5-hour market, so I like to bring around $2,000 to $3,000 of stock each market. Of course, sometimes I don't meet that quota just because it is a weekly market and I try to go weekly. So sometimes I do have like $1,500, but of course I always try to bring it close to $2,000 in product. And also it also depends on like what type of products you should bring. So like if you want to bring, but yeah, just making sure like how much of it, and especially like how much of that product. So like say I have leggy frogs and I want to make 5 of them. That's a good number to start with when you first start going to that market. So around 5 of each small product that you have. So you can bring like 5 octos, 5 leggy frogs, and things like that. And then for the bigger plushies, I would recommend just 2 of each, like 2 of my cows. I brought those when I first started doing the crochet markets. And then basically just getting the feel for it, like finding the products that sell the best for you. That is definitely something that I struggled with when I first started, because I had such a huge variety of products, so almost everything was a bestseller. Well, not like a bestseller, but it's all sold equally. So that's something that I struggled with. So I had to learn that I needed to dwindle it down to just like maybe 10 or 12 different items and finding the bestsellers that I have. So now I know that my bestsellers are dinos, jellyfish, and turtles, and also mushroom boys as well. So those are my bestsellers. So I always try to bring at least like 10 of those each market, because those will sell really well for me. So just after your first couple of markets, you should have the feel of what your bestsellers are. So you should just bring a little bit more than the other products of that. Of course, I'll get into this next. This is my next thing. Is like your display. So for your display, I recommend not putting all of that product out. For me, I have 10 leggy frogs. I'm not gonna put all 10 of my leggy frogs out, just because I do not want like the table to have like a huge amount of everything on it. I do not want it to look crowded, I guess. So like I like to put at least 2 to 3, if I have that amount of the same product, I like to put that amount on the table. I find that it is good amount, and then if it ever runs down, I can just keep adding from behind my table onto the table. So it just shows that, so I have a constant like supply of it. But yeah, so like for the display, that is what I would do for how much product I would have out on it. And then bringing height to your display, that is definitely something that's a key factor, because people don't exactly want to be looking down at the tables when like they're looking at your product. They want it to be like not right in their face, but like almost eye level. So that's a big thing that I recommend, is having height to your tables, and also having bins to put your product in, because people don't really like it when it's just spread all over the table, and that's like, they don't really like that. I noticed that. And then also have it in like different sections. Like I have my water animals, I have my land animals, and then if I have any bags or coasters like that, I have that in a different section. So that way they're just all organized and things like that. But of course it's different for each person. Now so far we have covered how to find a market, your inventory, and also your display. So those are the 3 points that I have. I have 2 more, so let's go ahead and cover those really quickly. And then if I ever come up with more points, or if you have questions about other things that I did not cover in this video, just go ahead, leave a comment down below, and I can either respond to you or make it into a video. So the 4th point I have is audience. How to find your audience, like your target audience. For me, it is like little kids, and then like teenagers and people in their 20s, and then also like grandparents, and like those are my target audience. I find that everything I have sells well to them. People in those age categories really like my plushies and everything like that. That's my main target audience that I have. Mainly it is kind of like teenagers for me, and grandparents, just because little kids, sometimes their parents always don't like let them get everything that they want, so there's things like that. But finding your target audience it depends on like what items that you have out. So if it's bags, it's going to be in the older ones, so like maybe 20s and up maybe, and then if it's plushies, it's going to be like 30s and down, and then grandparents as well. So just, yeah, it also depends on just like your product that you'll have out. And then my last category I have is conversation. Conversation, I find, is a key factor for when you're at markets, because you don't want to be like over talkative unless they want to like have a real conversation with you, but you just want to have nice small talk. Like, for example, when I have a customer come into my booth looking at my products, I always say, hi, feel free to touch anything you like, or pick up anything you like, and things like that. And they're like, okay, yeah, thank you. And then they'll ask things like that, like they'll ask like, oh, this is handmade, that's awesome, is this crocheted, and things like that. And then sometimes I'll also be crocheting when they come into my booth, so they'll watch me do that for a little bit. And I find if you're crocheting at your booth, it really brings in a lot of people as well, because they're interested in what you're doing. They're interested to see how the product is being made. And that also starts a conversation as well. Like, they'll ask how you started crocheting, how long have you been doing it, will you teach me how to crochet, and things like that. So that's just get a conversation started. Of course, like, you don't want to get a huge conversation, so I'll say like, hi, good morning, how are you doing, and things like that. And then there's also the occasional nervous shopper. I get at least 2 to 3 of these each market. So how to deal with those? Of course, you don't want to overcrowd them. So I just say a simple hi and good morning, and then they'll usually reply, and then I will just let them keep on shopping. So I'll work on whatever project I was working on, or look at other people or things like that. So I just let them go, let them initiate the conversation before I say anything, or sometimes they will just look at the plushies and then walk out. But of course, you do not want to overcrowd them, because they will not like being overcrowded and things like that. Because when I first started doing markets, I loved doing that. Like, I couldn't tell the difference between a nervous shopper and a not nervous shopper, obviously. And I could tell that was something I needed to learn, is like the difference between shoppers. So nervous, regular. The last type of like conversation or people that will come into your booth is you will get rude people. Sometimes I at least get one every market. There is ones that come into my booth and will say, I'm not gonna buy anything, but I'm gonna look for inspiration so I can make it for my friends. And then, but like that, it's fine. That I don't care if they look for inspiration, but sometimes it's the way they say it, and I don't really appreciate it. And I think in my brain, like, why would they say that? Am I doing something wrong? Like they don't like my stuff or things like that. Or there'll be like moms that walk by with their kids. They're like, don't even look over there. Don't even look over there. I'll have someone else make it. And I instantly think, oh, I did something wrong. There's something about the way I look that's wrong. Or there's something about my plushies that there's something wrong with them. So don't be afraid of them. I was afraid of them when I first started doing markets. I thought everything was my fault. I thought when I wouldn't get sales that they were my fault. But it's not your fault. It's sometimes the people's fault. Sometimes the market's fault. Things like that. Just like, yeah, sometimes it may be your fault, but that's on occasion. But yeah, so just don't be afraid of the rude people. I totally forgot I had coffee. But yeah, don't be afraid of rude people. Sometimes there was this one instance when someone came up here to me and was like, your stuff isn't actually that nice. It's not very good. I could make it better. And I said, okay, that's nice. I hope you have a great day. And they walked out. So it's instances like that. You cannot like be sad because of what they say. Don't let them let you down. Like, don't let them make you feel down and sad and ruin your entire day, ruin your entire market and things like that. But yeah, I kind of rambled. If you guys like this video, please let me know. If you want to see more sit-down videos like this, please let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. This is my first sit-down video. I do plan on hopefully filming more. Hopefully I'll get better with them. But I hope these tips did help you. I find that they helped me really so much when I first started doing markets. Of course, I didn't know them when I first started doing it, but like as I learned to know them, that's just something that really helped me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this video. I feel like it's so strange having doing a sit down video. But of course, as you guys can probably tell, I'm a talker. So I know I will enjoy filming tons more of these. So yeah, if you have any ideas of any other sit down videos you guys would love to hear, please leave a comment down below. Or if you have any questions about markets or things like that, just please leave a question down below. I'd love to answer any questions that you guys may have. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!